Namaste. Our guest today is Professor Dr. Gopa Kumar. He is ex-Vice Chancellor of Central University, Kasaragod. He is a political analyst and a psephologist. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
So, would you like to explain what a psephologist is?
Psephology is the science of voting behavior. Psephology emerged as a branch of political science, within political science. Before it fell into the hands of the journalists, it was very much a part and parcel of political science. The objective is to study voting behavior in a scientific manner. For example, if we study voting behavior on the eve of an Indian election, the whole objective is to understand the dimensions of democracy through the prism of elections. So elections are a great opportunity. It provides a social audit. And what motivates the voter to go to the polling stations and how he is going to vote? What compels him to vote for a particular party? Is it going to be regular or is it only current and only temporary in nature? What are his famous considerations? What are the emotional factors that compel him to vote like this?
We have got a big thing to learn about psephology.
It's highly interdisciplinary also.
Right, sir.
Because there is psychology is there, sociology is there,
Yeah.
economic aspect is there, political aspect is there. But all these has to come together and ultimately become cumulative in the form of voting.
Yeah.
So voting is a very major dimension.
I know. So before we start with the questions, let me tell you viewers that Kerala is going into assembly elections on April 9th. So we have been having this coalition government since very long. Either UDF comes to power or LDF comes to power. Exception was the last assembly elections where we had LDF coming to power again for the second time. So this time again, are we expecting any surprises in Kerala elections, assembly elections, or again LDF is going to come to power again, or UDF? They have been losing last time's assembly election. So will they come to power?
Kerala is rightly considered as a cradle of coalition politics in the country. Kerala started with coalition experiments right from the very beginning. I would say that even when formal Kerala did not emerge, there was a Travancore-Cochin, and before that there was Travancore. Even in the 1954 Travancore-Cochin election, there was pre-electoral understanding and post-electoral alliances also. So what does it indicate? So Kerala is the mother of coalition politics in the country. Other states followed it. But eventually we moved to a bipolar model of coalition politics. Initially anti-Congress versus Congress. Anti-Congress left by the CPM or CPI or communist plus socialist, and Congress remaining on the other side, little shy of going with the coalition system. But after some time Congress also realized that going alone will be dangerous, suicidal. So they also entered the coalition pattern. So once both of them are there, it led to bipolar coalition system. And this bipolar coalition system got stabilized right from the very beginning after Communist Party had a single party government and Congress had that was in 57-59 and Congress led a single party government, but it was born out of coalition government. That was during 62-64 when Congress had a 2-year tenure single party government. So barring these two single party governments, all the 23 governments are coalition governments.
Okay.
So if you have 25 governments, all the 23 are coalition governments, only 2 are single party government. And this eventually led to bipolarism. So this bipolarism was not basically ideological, but broadly considered that Congress is to the left or to the communists was a conservative party, feudal party. That's the way they which try to attack it. And the communists claim to be more radical, even critical of parliamentary democracy. But ultimately, both of them moderated. Congress became a little more socialist after Indira Gandhi, and communists moderated to parliamentary system, and they have started aligning even with the communal parties. Say, for example, with Muslim League, Communist Party had no hesitation to align with the Muslim League, and Congress Party also understood the techniques of coalition management. So eventually, this led to not only bipolar system, but frequent change of governments after every election.
So in that case, let me ask you, sir. See, they can even stand as a single major party also, like Congress and CPIM. But then they prefer this coalition government. Why exactly do they do it? Why did they do it? Why did they think about a coalition government as such?
Because coalition is the lifeline of electoral politics in Kerala. Now Congress contests for 95 seats out of 140. They can contest for 140 seats, no problem. But striking results will be more effective if you are in a coalition where you will get the backing of few other parties. So there has to be a kind of a proportional understanding among the same coalition partners to say, so 95 out of 140 for Congress, 27 for the Muslim League. So that's a base, there is, to my understanding, there is an imaginary proportional understanding within UDF and within LDF. Say for example, CPM going to contest about 90 seats, CPI going to contest around 22 seats. So there is an imaginary proportion among themselves that we are qualified to contest for this much. And thereby they support each other, and this arrangement has got institutionalized over the period. And your question why they are doing, if you contest alone, you are going to be doomed. Because the other side there will be coalition.
So that is what I'm saying. They can also stand alone, sir.
No, they won't.
What I was saying is, like, instead of, see, you said there will be an advantage, but there is also a disadvantage also. If they pull out from the coalition, then what will happen, sir? So the understanding should be very much...
understanding should be more institutional. It is almost like a contract. It is almost like a treatise. Say for example, not only they share cabinet positions, they share many things. Most of the public corporations, cooperative societies, then heads of semi-governmental institutions. So they share many things. This is what we call sharing of the spoils. And also this otherwise called payoffs. So this is, say for example, our Public Service Commission. Kerala has the largest number of Public Service Commission, even bigger than the UPSC. So we have around 23 members in the PSC, such a small state with 3.34 crores having 23 members of the PSC. But even practically what they are doing, PSC members, including the chairman and other members, they are shared by the ruling party. Of course, once you are there for 6 years. But once you retire, the next incumbent will be decided by the ruling coalition, and they will make a scientific understanding how this time it should go to a small party. They give it to small parties also, and they give it to medium-sized parties also. But the major share will go to the major party.
Okay, sir.
So out of 23, say practically, if the ruling party is CPIM, they are likely to take more than 12. But even small parties like Janata Dal or Congresses may occasionally get 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So there is a kind of what is called pluralism, and a kind of understanding. So even they may not get elected to the assembly, some of the partners, but they will get some share in power, if not as minister or MLA. They will be heading corporation.
Happy.
Some have this share of power.
So in that case,
this has been institutionalized over the years.
So talking about coalition, sir. So another party is just coming up, a coalition a party like NDA. So do you think NDA can also create an impact in this particular election? Will they lead our Kerala assembly to a hung assembly, sir?
There are a lot of discussion whether this time elections are going to create a hung assembly or not. See, NDA is the third coalition in Kerala politics. It is a recent entry in the sense it was there some 25 years ago, or BJP-led alliance was there, but they are hardly getting 3% or 5% vote share, etc. But over the period, NDA is getting popular and BJP is getting popular, and they have come up to 20% in the last Lok Sabha election. That was the best performance they had ever shown. But BJP has a long way to go in Kerala. I will explain in multi-dimensional manner. Number one, the social management. For example, we call it social engineering. Kerala is a much more a plural society than many other societies of India.
Right.
Say, for example, Muslim community constitute nearly 27.5-28% of the total population. Christians, as per the census, is around 17%. And then you have SC, scheduled caste, 10%. And of which nearly 5% are Dalit Christians. Then coming to the Hindu fold, I said all the SCs are not Hindus, but theoretically they are Hindus. So in recordal term they are Hindus. So that is also added among the Hindus, which makes the census around 55% Hindu. But Kerala Hindu population is declining to 51 or even 50, because the most dominant Hindu population is the Irava OBC community. like the Yadavas in North in Bihar. So they are around 24%. Then Nair community is 13%. Upper caste Brahmins are 1%. Then you have OBC Hindu caste 7 to 8%. Plus the 10% if you add, it will come to 54. But minus 5% of Dalit Christians, definitely it is 50 or hardly 51.
Right.
So this is a social composition. And in Kerala, particularly because Hindu community traditionally are inclined more towards the CPM and communist parties, BJP has severe challenges.
Okay.
Because the most prominent Hindu party in Kerala is the CPM. They may not accept it, but if you collect 100 samples of left votes and you try to understand the social background, two-thirds will be Hindu community. So this has been proved physiologically also.
But then the CPM is blaming BJP about communalism, sir.
Yeah.
They say they are spreading Hinduism or Hindutva than CPIM. Then how does this happen, sir?
Yeah, but CPM has no sentiments towards Hinduism. The problem is that Kerala, unlike other states of India, the Hindu community has been modernized thanks to the efforts of social reformers. So this came prior to political parties. So we had Sri Narayana Guru, we had Chattambi Swamigal, we had Mahatma Ayyankali, we had Pandit Karpan, we had V.T. Patadharipad, and even from the Christian community also, like Chavara the Saint. So there were many social reformers. So they appealed very effectively and it went very well among the Hindu community.
Right.
So Hindu community became much more secularized, modernized over the period. No wonder they found a connecting link with the communism when communism began to become popular in Kerala. Because both the reformers, social reformers and the communists appeal to a common platform called equality.
Equality, yeah.
So anti-poverty agitation, and further they wanted to ensure education.
Yeah.
So education, organization, empowerment, women empowerment, all these things went in common with the social reform movement and post what is called the Communist Party. So this had improvised, and as a result of which the largest Hindu community moved more towards the left.
But then the national leaders who come from north, who are campaigning here for the BJP or for the NDA government, maybe, but they have very high expectations of the seat, how it's going to come to BJP or the NDA, because they say, I mean, they may be thinking about the corporation election we just had recently, where BJP had the major seat allocation there. So, is there any change?
Yeah, BJP in Kerala had a incremental growth. Because since as political scientists we were noticing it, I remember when it had only 2%, then it grew to 4, then 6, 7, like that, 11, 13, and now close to 20%. So it is growing, but in a slow form. Particularly the new generation are attracted towards the BJP. The youth are attracted to the BJP. This has been a trend we have been witnessing. Maybe because Modi government's developmental plans had attracted the youth towards the BJP. And at the national level, the left is not a force to reckon with.
Right.
So that's and in the Congress party is a national force, but left is not a national force. As you may notice that CPI is no more a national party. Because it
yes, sir, yes, sir.
CPM is just it's just a national party only. But beyond that, it cannot claim the popularity that Congress or the BJP is enjoying.
Yeah, they are enjoying it here in Kerala.
Yeah, Kerala plus 2 seats in Lok Sabha in Tamil Nadu and 1 seat in Rajasthan. Altogether 4.
Yeah.
2 plus 1 plus 1, 4.
Yeah.
So that made them really a national party, because the election rules making a national party is very liberal. So that how, but there are other smaller parties like Aam Aadmi Party. You have National People's Party, which is also limited to 2 or 3 small northeastern states. So ideologically and perspective-wise, CPM is a very true national, but at the same time, it is not a force in many states of India.
Okay.
They may not get even MLAs in many states of India. Then coming back to your question, the focus of the BJP, earlier trend with Hindutva ideology, did not get much support base. So that is one reason. As I mentioned about the kind of socialization that had undergone in the Hindu community, much more than this Muslim community or even Christian community. So this had become a big challenger, and ideologically the CPM and the BJP stood in 2 opposite poles. This was the reason for the traditional rivalry between RSS and CPM in Kerala. And you must be remembering there were party villages in Kasaragod, Kannur, Calicut, in other places. CPM tried to establish party villages. BJP also established party villages. So both are cadre parties. Both are cadre parties. But CPM is much more a mass party. The problem with the BJP is that it has to penetrate very powerfully among the Hindu community. To my understanding, only the Nair community critical mass votes come to the BJP. So that is a fact. But they are only 13% of the population. But what about the 24-25% Irava community? What about the 7% OBC Hindu back community? Unless BJP gets popularity and currency among the Irava community and OBC Hindu caste, BJP is not going to get a critical mass base. Further, they need to work among the Christian community also. Because Christian community is not anti-BJP, although they have some misunderstanding or some concerns about FCRA, etc. But basically, the Christian community is not anti-Modi or anti-BJP. They are pro-nationalist. They love their country very well. And therefore, and also the cultural background of the Christian community in Kerala connected to Hinduism. So there is not such much ideological disconnect between Christian community and Hinduism. So BJP need to work not only among the Irava and the OBC Hindu caste, they need to work in the Christian community also.
Yes.
And then only the BJP can become an alternative to Congress. In other words, if BJP wanted to become popular, either the CPM should go or the Congress should go.
Right.
Congress anyway is not going away now because its social base is strong among the Christians and the Muslims.
So in that case,
and Muslims are 28% of the population.
Right. So in that case, see, there is a people say that BJP is supporting both the parties. Like LDF is claiming that BJP is supporting the other party, and the UDF is claiming the other way around, sir.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Because they want more seats. Like BJP wants seats so that they can set foot here in Kerala, where they don't have much seats. So will it happen? Like, will they share some seats there?
BJP will open its account again. I am sure they are going to get around 3 seats with 18% of votes. That is my estimation about the prospects of BJP. And on the other side, the probability of UDF with a slight majority is also there coming to power. So there may be change of government. So your point regarding the secret understanding between CPM and the BJP or between BJP and the Congress, both are actually conspiracy theories. I do not find any sense in that. I will explain it further because a hardcore CPM will never vote for BJP, vice versa. The hardcore RSS will never vote for CPM. And then if the BJP leader says, this time let us ensure the victory of CPM to defeat the Congress, the soft BJP voter will completely cease his sympathy with the BJP and he'll move out. So neither you can cultivate with a hardcore or a softcore because this is a mass election. So that theory is only an attempt by the Congress to claim that UDF is the real champion of the minorities. So it is putting the LDF in defense because the lion's share of LDF vote comes from the Hindu community. So this is a conspiracy theory. So to checkmate that, the CPM is doing the same thing. Oh, there is a secret understanding between the UDF and the CPM. In other words, it is not there. Moreover, all the 3 alliances do not find face-to-face each other, do not appreciate face-to-face each other, but each of them wanted to maximize their electoral opportunities and come to power. UDF is interested to come to power after a break of 10 years. LDF wanted to continue in power after 10 years. And BJP never tasted power, would like to become a bargaining force in Kerala politics. So who is going to compromise with UDF or LDF? So this is a conspiracy theory. I completely reject that.
Okay. So the all 3 parties, all 3 alliances are coming with a lot of promises, sir. So here what I think is like BJP has come with national leaders and so many schemes. So there are some factors that actually can change the whole atmosphere of the elections this time in Kerala Assembly. Yeah. So will these schemes which the central government are bringing in affect the change in vote pattern as such?
Yeah, probably yes, in some places, not everywhere. The presence of BJP leaders, the Modi had already came, and other leaders are also coming. But he initially visited constituencies in Palakkad and Thrissur. Modi has a powerful presence in Kerala too. So other national leaders of BJP also will be appreciated. And Rajiv Chandrasekhar, ever since he became the president of BJP in Kerala, he was championing upon the cause of development, and he speaks more on development than anything.
Right.
So, considering his background as a central minister, his education, his
Technocrat.
international
Yeah.
exposure, so people appreciate his contribution.
Yeah.
But the dilemma before the Rajiv and the BJP is that unless you get power, how are you going to implement your developmental plans? One plan is that you should attract central government funds and ensure more developmental projects are to be done. And this is something that the BJP should have concentrated earlier.
Yes.
Probably when LDF is in power, most of the road development, infrastructure progress had happened. But this was a joint venture with the support of the central government. So this should have been marketed like that.
Yeah.
That this is not really LDF contribution. Central government contribution is very much there. So pro-central government support to Kerala ought to have been highlighted much better. Now, on the eve of election, we are speaking about development. So this is the dilemma for the BJP.
So in that case, I'll tell you, the strength of candidates this time in the elections is really wonderful. So many constituencies are projecting very good candidates there, which are being eyed by the Gen Zs. They are looking forward for having good leaders going forward. So really, does this Gen Z voters play an important role here in this time's election?
Yeah, especially in urban areas.
Okay.
Especially in urban areas, the BJP has some advantage. So and that also would lead to the enhancement of vote share of the BJP. So once BJP touches 20% in assembly, then it will have a great impact. If this election the BJP is producing 20%, its credibility multiplies. Even with 3 or 5 seats, its credibility multiplies. So if they get, I don't know, 20 plus and 3 minimum seats, definitely the chance of BJP coming to power after 5 years will be much, much brighter.
Okay.
So it depends upon how the voter decides. And the new generation, particularly the youth in urban areas, had already appreciated Modi and Rajiv Chandrasekhar. And Modi has been championing more about development and less about communal factors, especially in campaign themes. Rajiv Chandrasekhar seldom speaks about communal factors. He speaks more about development only. So that is going to impact among the youth. But how far it is going to help BJP in getting more seats, because the BJP circles say they are expected to get 10 to 15 seats. I don't know. Let's see how it is going to turn out.
So one more question, sir. So if UDF comes to power or LDF comes to power, who do you think will be our next CM candidate?
No doubt, if LDF is coming to power, Pinarayi will automatically continue.
Okay.
Because he is unchallenged leader in the LDF. And so long as power is with him, there won't be anybody to question him. So this election is also a referendum whether Pinarayi should be continued, but it is going to be pro-Pinarayi or anti-Pinarayi. So that polarization has happened. On the other side, if Congress or the UDF is going to get power, there are
many candidates,
at least 3. Opposition leader, definitely Sadishan, VD Sadishan, Ramesh Chennithila second, and definitely High Command consultant and Kerala leader and MP Venugopal.
Okay.
So these are the 3 probable candidates. But I suspect that if a UDF is going to get a majority, although it is not my personal interest, I would say Sadishan would have been the best choice. But the mandate may fall to Ramesh Chennithila. Considering his age and seniority, he may be given, say for example, a 50% term, first term, followed by VD Sadishan. But VD Sadishan has done remarkable work and blundered the charges of the left, and he was in a position to bring in more alternative ideas and challenge the CPM for public debate, and he has a clear vision about how Kerala should come forward. And being young, there are a lot of expectation that he may become the Chief Minister. Let us see how it is going.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. It was a very worthy interaction with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.